Hello everybody, how you doing? I'm ready. Are you ready for philosophical gaming? I feel like talking about this. I've been thinking about what should my video be all day long. And I had a lot of ideas, of course. But this is what I finally decided just now while having a walk outside. It's something that stuck with me that I actually want to share and as well maybe get like feedback about it. It's not a finished idea in my head, but like few months ago, I somehow started coming with these ideas and conclusions, somehow, some type of conclusions in my head about it, and I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share what I'm talking about. So I'll give examples because I'm good in giving examples to explain myself. Let's think about love, okay? Let's think about the energy, the power that makes us keep on moving forward. Is it coming from the God, the source, the creator, or whatever you want to call it? Okay? The thing that makes us all keep going for whatever reason is love, even if people maybe some don't realize it, because we care about things and we pursue those things. And source of energy and basically the love is one, right? The creator, the God, or whatever it is giving that love to us. And as we're equal, as it said that we're created equal, what I'm thinking is basically we're all getting the same love, right? It is only logical if we take some of these points as like facts. So the love in this sense is coming from one source and is filling us all up with equal power, potentially, hopefully power, if I can call it. And then it's like I want to talk about, it's like the opposite side, like fear, the opposite thing. You would say, what about it? What I've been thinking about the fear or the pain doesn't need to be exactly fear. The pain, the suffering in some way that we experience, that all of us experience, certain type of struggle, personal, serious one that we really care for. I've started, because I've seen it so many times, this example in everybody that I get to know a little bit more. Everybody cares some their own pain. It's like we're all suffering. And I started thinking recently, if like the source of love is one and we all feel it, but experience it in different ways or live in different ways and then get our consequences, potentially is actually pain, sadness, and all this negative stuff. If you can call them like that, because I can be sad because I lost somebody that I love, so that still comes from love. So I haven't finished this thought, this philosophy level. It's just a new thing for me since recently, and I decided I want to talk it out a little bit on this video today's video, and maybe get some responses. And let me finish. The idea is what I've seen now, why I started thinking that. As much as I've traveled the world, not too much, but I've traveled a little bit the world. And when I've been to different countries, I've stayed and I've traveled around them as well. And I've got to communicate with some amount of people. And I'm like a communicative person, I like to talk to people, I like to communicate a lot. I've spoken to rich, successful people. I've spoken with homeless people. I've worked in factories and warehouses around Europe with people from many different nations, and there was the casual worker and the supervisor and the team leaders and the managers, or wherever you go there was some type of hierarchy on the workplace, of course. I mean, there was all kinds of people that you would say they have different lives. You would say some of them are managing better than others, right? And then you would think some of them are most probably are having better life than others, right? Because of what they're doing and how they're living, or how they're born, with what they're born. Sometimes it's not even a consequence, at least from this life. And at the same time, as much as I've communicated, I've seen, I've felt this pain, anger, whatever, however actively they express it, live it, or whatever. I just feel people anyway. I get a feeling from person when I look at him, especially in the eyes or something. I just get a feeling. I don't understand it, but you can get how you feel, right? But basically, we're all suffering. We're all struggling. And then when I keep going a little bit deeper with examples, which I'm now nitpicking because I've already thought about this, right? Let's go now to some homeless person, old. His parents are lost. He's already long time ago, they passed away. I mean, he's sick, he's poor, he's dirty, he's depressed, he's feeling bad, okay? Now let's go to the other example. There is the person, like he's feeling bad, this person, I mean, he's feeling stressed, unhappy, unhealthy, right? Then you go to the warehouse. It's full of people that are selling their life per hour for no money, and at least until this current time right now in my work experience. And many of us were not the happiest to be there. On the contrary, we were unhappy that we're in this situation that we have to be there. I mean, I'm crazy. I've been okay, but like most of us are not happy to work in a warehouse, and many of us get worked down of this carousel spinning you around. Shift, rest one day, not enough, shift 90% of the year. That is washing you down, man, especially when you're not doing but yeah, they're not happy. The warehouse workers, back pains and whatever, and retire late and don't get good pension and so on. Many of them cannot think of buying a house in wherever they want. I mean, again, unhappy, struggle, and so on a different level. Yeah, you can say, yeah, but the person that doesn't have food and is sick on the street and has nobody, he's suffering, is... I'm gonna make 2 points, that's why I'm speaking like this, a little bit mixed. And you cannot compare his suffering to the person that is in the warehouse with the sure salary and so on and so on. I get that point. Let's give another example, continue one step higher. Let's get the rich person that works like 2 hours a week and gets a lot of money. That I've spoken personally with many people like that. You can see a lot of successful financially people online, for example, and you could see most of them in the end there is a big struggle and pain. Why is this craziness, everywhere? What exactly I mean? Maybe I mean all these sects, satanism, trying to put down the education of the mind of people. But anyway, I got distracted. I mean, a rich, successful person, okay? He has money. I've had connections with some few millionaires and so on, like personal conversation, not like he's just my boss and so on, even though they've been my boss most of the times. Every single one of them was struggling, was feeling pain, was under some type of stress. Now we can go again and say, you cannot compare the homeless man at all, but you cannot compare the struggle of the warehouse worker as well with the millionaire's struggle, right? Again, it's like a different type of human already. That's the delusion which I found. And let me continue. And every single one of them is suffering, guys. So what do I see? Every single one of us is suffering. So I kind of connected the suffering to the fear, like, love and fear. But I don't think all of the suffering is fear, not at all. We suffer a lot because of love, actually, when you think about it. We suffer mostly because of love. But what I wanted to come as a point too, if you're following me till here, is if love, the source of love, comes for all of us, we're all made equal, we all get the same chances, opportunities, as much as possible. It just makes sense that this creator, whatever is giving us, whatever other energy, lessons, or whatever you want to call it, is as well the source of this, right? So it's not even bad in itself. But what I mean, it's again something that is coming to all of us, and I believe that it's probably, if love is shared equally to all of us, then this fear, or whatever you want to call it, is shared between all of us as well equally. It just makes sense. And to what point I'm trying to get is that maybe nobody is living a better life, and we cannot judge the sadness of the homeless person with the sadness of the millionaire and so on. You cannot judge it like that. And the silly example I can give, I'm already finishing the gaming session, is, let's say one person has perfect life. I can give two examples. Some beautiful young lady has the world ahead of her, the life. Her parents very rich, successful. They don't want nothing from her. She's just having fun and venturing the world and doing all her dreams all the time, okay? Even she, by that logic, will have something in her that makes her struggle, you know? And if you're having it easy, as you know, if you're having it easy, later on the line, it costs you times more because you had it easy. So you struggle, you again struggle. And then what I wanted to give the example is, got out of my mind a little, just give me a few seconds to recalibrate. That, let's say now, the second example is, we have that very, very rich girl, yeah, and she's traveling the world, and maybe her dog dies, or it's just the other example, just about the dog. That dog could potentially be enough for that person to develop some trauma or whatever. It's like they're gonna, the biggest pain of their life could be that dog, you know. There is a lot of people that are like suffering and struggling because of some bullshit. But it's like we have the need to pass through this struggling. And therefore, potentially, if these energies come equally to us, basically all of us struggle the same way. If that logic that I'm trying to explain, if you understand, if this makes sense. So we basically all struggle. Maybe, I don't know when I go in detail. I cannot go in detail because this is new. I've been really thinking a lot about it lately. It sounds like to me that there is some great sense over there, and then we can already understand it's a delusion to judge, like, oh, look that car, that man with the fancy car and the nice tuxedo, or look that homeless guy. If that's true, that somebody is dirty and hungry doesn't mean that he has to suffer more in here than the rich person in the car. You could even say that the rich person with the rich car can be even maybe struggle and suffer more than the homeless guy because he has so much more to lose, right? You can flip it around. So you see, it's not comparable like that. It's not proper judging. So, and what I can take out of it as a finishing, we all struggle and suffer potentially with the same power. Maybe in different shapes, different timings, I don't know, but I see that we all suffer and struggle, no matter where, how, and when we live. We all struggled and had pain. We all had to have the losses, the sadness, the sicknesses, the tears of our eyes. We just had to have that for one reason or another. We all found it worth to be and to do. So we're all kind of living the same life. Kind of, all right? In that way, if I keep on thinking about it like a final thought, this was it. Like it would be a wrong position, for example, as a mentality or whatever you're gonna call it, for me to be like thinking, looking at somebody, be like, oh, I'm working in the factory. What does he know to tell me what is right and wrong? Like, he's in a good job and stuff, gets the money. Things on the road are like whatever right now. I don't even have chance to get where he is. That's wrong, because that's another you that is suffering probably as much as you. And the costume and these physical attributes, or it's not attributes, physical items, they don't really change the person behind, and they don't change the feelings. They maybe change some other stuff, but that's like, It has nothing to do with the source of energy and our feelings, but we all suffer. And I just opening a bracket, like I had the thoughts about this very balanced, harmonical people that just sit and be like, yes, yes, my friends, with a smile. Oh, and don't worry, God has taken care of it. God has everything, or whatever. How, you know, these peaceful, positive people that you cannot tell them nothing. They're always just spreading positivity and love and calmness, or music and dances or whatever. There is all kinds of specific people like that. I'm not sure. Are they really like that? Or they found a way to work with it? And if there is a way to work with it, then, because if it's true that we all feel the love, maybe if they work properly with it, they can feel the love with higher strength or better quality. And if they work with the pain, maybe it can be better as well. I don't know. It's just a thought. I haven't finished it. I don't know if you got me. Some of you probably got me. I don't think that many people finished the video. But yeah, I feel like there is something in here. I just haven't finished it yet. I don't know if I will as well. But it's good to think about it. Since I've thought about it, it opens a whole new perspective on life. And again, it shows that we're connected, and which is as well other things of the puzzle. Is like, you see, we're all connected. We know that. Here is another proof that we are. I mean, or women come from Venus, and men come from Mercury, and I come from the red dragon planet. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay good. Ready, out.